Hey, hi everybody. Welcome back. It's been really hot down here in El Paso for the last 30 some days. Over 100 every day, they say, okay? Although here at our house we don't get quite that hot normally. We've been over 100 a few times, but usually because of where we're located, close to the river and everything, the temperature stays a little bit less than it does downtown. Anyway, in spite of all that, by the way, I'm dressed totally in blue today. You may think I'm going to be doing some blues today, but I'm going to be doing something a little different than that. I'm going back and doing some old protest song from way back in the 1960s. In fact, 1967 to be exact. This one's from a group called Buffalo Springfield. And Buffalo Springfield, they were only together for a few years, but they made three albums in that time. And they also put out quite a few hits. But this is probably their most famous hit. It's called For What It's Worth. So, little protest song from way back when. And let's see, like we're getting ready for everything to be go here, so let's give her a shot. Happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I've got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. For the heat, 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Strikes deep into your heart, see it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, a man come and take you away. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. for July, for what it's worth. Hold on just a second. There we go. All right. Hey folks, like I said, this song was done back in 1967 by Buffalo Springfield. I had the good fortune of actually seeing the guy who wrote the song a couple of years later. His name was Stephen Stills. You may remember the group following this, which is called Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Stephen Stills, initially when they got this group going, he invited in Neil Young to be a part of that group, and Neil Young stayed with them for the 3 years that they were in existence, 2 or 3 years, whatever it was, that this group was in existence. And Neil went on his own for a little bit. Crosby, Stills, and Nash put their things together starting in 1969, 1970, somewhere in that vicinity, and were able to convince Neil Young to come to that group, which they did. And so Neil Young, it became Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young at that time. And in '69 they put out what was their most famous album. I'm trying to remember the name of the album, and I can't right off the bat, but I do remember one of the songs they had on that was Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, and that was based on a relationship between Stephen Stills, believe it or not, and Joni Mitchell, or not Joni Mitchell, Judy Collins, okay, at that time. So that was just pretty good. You know, that whole album was really a famous one that they put out and had a lot of really good songs on it. Anyway, guys, Stephen Stills recently, I just saw a little news flash on him from just a couple of weeks ago, had some kind of a stroke. He's in his late 70s now, and I haven't heard that he's died or anything at this point yet. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, because they reported that he had some kind of a mass in his brain that had formed, some kind of a tumor of some sort. And a lot of times the prognosis for those is not good at all. Okay, so we may be done with him. Some of the other members of the group that are still going on, however, Neil Young is still playing quite often. Crosby just died a little bit ago, just a while back. Crosby, throughout all of his time, had a rough go with, he is very involved with drugs. So throughout all of that time, it wasn't until way late in his life that he finally got cleared up with that stuff. And but as I mentioned, just about a month or two ago, he passed away. So in terms of Graham Nash, I don't know what his status is at this point. I don't know if he's still playing or not. However, Neil Young still is playing and still putting out some pretty good music. Okay, guys, it's been great. I hope the rest of this summer goes well for you. I'll probably be seeing you sometime in August when I come back on. I'm not sure. I'm going to be a little bit tied up in August with some other things I'm doing. So we'll see if I'll be back this next month or not. By the way, this next month, this old baby that I play guitar with, she turns, let's see, 52 years old in August, okay? On August the 16th. I know that because I've got the records of her date of manufacture. I was able to get those a few years back, and so she's from 1971. She's known as an Ovation Balladeer. Initially, this guitar was strictly an acoustic guitar. However, I put in a pickup underneath the bridge several years ago, and so I've been playing it as an acoustic electric since then. Anyway, in spite of all that stuff, we'll see you next time around, okay? Bye-bye.